Okay, guys, sit tall. To come into your body, just catch your breath. Notice where it is. And wherever it is, just start to connect with that breath. Start to guide it into the belly. And then up towards the chest, allowing the rib cage to expand. Heart opens and lifts, pulling the energy through the fifth energy center up into the higher levels to the crown, and then just hold it for a second right at that crown before you just exhale and release it back down to your tailbone. And one more breath in, just like that, moving the breath from the tailbone up to the crown. And then holding it at the crown for just a breath, high back. We just started. I have to leave like right at 8, so we just got started. We're just breathing, haven't even tuned in yet. And so we'll take a few more breaths so we can let Becky settle in with us. And just continue. We're just moving the breath consciously with our inner eye, moving it up from the tailbone, up to the crown of the head. And then letting it recede like a wave back down to the tailbone. Inhaling, bringing the breath up to the crown of the head. Holding it just for a second there. Releasing it back down to the tailbone. And do 2 more breaths just like that, nice and slow. Take your time. And on your last breath, just really try to get that spine nice and straight and tall. Really rise up out of the sit bones. And tuck the chin slightly, perhaps creating an ocean breath, ujjayi breath, a little bit of resistance now as it comes through that throat chakra. And all the way back down to the tailbone. And then bring your hands together and rub them briskly. Charging the electromagnetic field, creating heat. And pressing the palms, fingers together, bringing the thumbs to heart center. Inhaling to tune in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale. And exhale, hands in Gyan Mudra, thumb and index finger touch. Eyes open about 9/10 of the way, staring at the tip of your nose, just sitting in easy pose. Start pumping the belly, breath of fire. of lighting the fire in the belly, growing that third chakra energy center, starting to unlock that central energy channel. Balanced breath, inhaling, exhaling through the nose, balancing the right and the left side. Without stopping breath of fire, raise your arms up to the sides with the palms facing up. And continue breath of fire. Sort of try to roll the arms, rotate them sort of externally to really, the crease of the elbow should be up facing the ceiling, really opening up the heart center. The meridians of the heart and lungs going through the shoulders, all the way down the arms into the little pinky and ring fingers. So feeling the opening and the stretch there, and using that breath of fire to pull the energy up, 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 and through those meridians. Now, without stopping breath of fire, bring your hands to prayer with your thumb at your third eye point. Breath of fire, still conscious of the belly, of the breath. Now conscious of the thumb, your ego, pressed right on your third eye. And you allow the ego to humbly step aside. You allow the third eye to open. And inhale, hold the breath, press the tip of the tongue to the upper palate. Pull in on that root lock, so perineum, sex organs, and the navel comes up. And you're still holding that breath for 3, 2, 1, and then just exhale, release the hands. And just shake the hands a little bit, shake the body. And then come to lay on your back straight. Legs up 90 degrees, arms also up 90 degrees. Pulling the shoulders back down, really trying to get those shoulder blades on the floor. Now staring at the space between your hands, pressing the low back into the floor. Like an upside down table, you become like wood. Very still, just breathing here, just breathe naturally. Just pulling the shoulders down onto the floor, pulling the low back onto the floor, pulling the belly into the spine, staring at that space between your hands, feeling the energy in between. Still holding the posture, still staying still. We can show our most strength in our calmest times. We don't have to be powerful to show strength. We can be very still. Now inhale, hold the breath just for a second. Exhale, lower the arms, palms on the floor, sides of your hips. And now we're just going to kick the buttocks with the legs, really activating that first chakra. So give yourself a little shock. It's okay to give yourself a little kick in the rear sometimes. Let your breath do what it's going to do. Breathe naturally. Be powerful. Kicking those legs powerfully. And inhale, raise the legs up. Exhale, place the feet on the floor with the knees bent. Inhale, you're going to raise the pelvis up. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, raise it up. Exhale, down. Second chakra. Waken it up. As you breathe in and you lift the pelvis, really bring that breath right into that sacral center. And hold it up, hold it there. Tuck your chin so you're staring right at your heart center. And right here, breath of fire. Really lift that pelvic up. Continue to lift the pelvis up, pressing at sacral, second chakra up to the source. Inhale. Exhale, slowly lower yourself down. Bring your knees into your chest. Side to side, rock. Lower the tension in the low back. And then hands beneath the knees and rocking and rolling. Coming all the way to table. We'll get our cat-cow, moving the energy up the spine. Inhaling, cow pose. Really opening up the throat by looking up and lifting the chin. Exhaling, opening the back of the throat by really pressing that chin into the chest. Inhale, exhale. And inhale, cow pose, looking up, opening the throat. Exhale, chin to chest, really rounding the spine, lifting the back of the heart up to the heavens. Coming into table and then slowly lowering your buttocks down to your heels. Forehead to the floor, hands in prayer. Take a few breaths here. Connect with the earth. And right here, listen to your heart. What is it that you would like to manifest today? What would you like to accomplish today? What are you grateful for today? What do you need courage for today? And And on next inhale, stay in child's pose, but you're going to place the palms on the mat. And on the inhale, you're actually just going to drag, starting like the nose, the chin, the upper body, along the mat into kind of an up dog. Your inhale, and you're going to pull back to table, and then you're going to go back to child's pose. So you're just kind of making a circle. Nice and slow and very intentional, inhaling to up dog, and then exhaling as you lower back down to child's pose, and just continue really taking the time to feel all the energy centers moving in this motion. Like think about how, I don't know, like I think of an inchworm and how they move across the floor. And while our backs aren't built like inchworms, that's kind of the vision that you sort of try to attain in our limited physical form. We do the best we can. Warming up the spine, warming up the entire system. And this next one, wherever you are, coming down into up dog, resting on your elbows and forearms. You're in a low cobra. Big toes coming together behind you. Really tuck that pelvis so that the tip of the pubic bone is really pressing against the mat. Lift the heart here. Feel very supported. Drop the shoulders from the ears. If you need to modify, if you need to come lower, come lower. No pinching in the back. Close the eyes halfway. Gaze at a spot on the floor in front of you. And now I want you to stick the tongue out as far as you can, and you're going to pant through the mouth. Pranayama for the 4th and 5th and 6th chakras. Working on the glandular system, getting the right messages sent from the brain by sort of waking up and activating the pituitary and the hypothalamus. Now inhale, exhale, lower yourself, forehead to the mat. And then shake out the hips, just kind of rock the hips side to side. And then pressing up to tabletop. And then continuing to press up into a down dog. First down dog of the day probably, so just pedaling out. Right heel down, left heel down. Raising those hips up into the air and back, really pressing into the mat with the hands, externally rotating the arms as far as they can, pressing the chest towards the knees, tucking the chin, and just breathe here. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and lift the left leg up behind you, trying to keep the hips facing the mat. So you're not really opening the hips in that way, keeping them sort of centered and looking right at the mat. You're just going to start to kick your left butt with your left heel. So just like we did in the beginning on our backs, now we're just doing this in down dog. Moving the energy up to the upper chakras with the stability and security of knowing that our first chakra is turned on and supporting us. Now inhale, stretch the leg up and back, and then exhale, bring it forward and bring it into a lunge. And you can drop the knee down, or you can keep the leg back behind you straight. Rising up, balancing. Inhaling, the arms come up overhead and we straighten the front leg. Exhale, arms come down and we come back into a lunge. Inhale up, exhale down. Up, exhale down. Really holding on to that third chakra, pulling in on that core, that belly to the spine. Keeping the chest lifted. The spine is nice and straight. Chin is tucked slightly. The breath is what's moving us. Last two. And coming back into the lunge, so placing your hands on either side of your foot, bringing that foot back, and then coming back into down dog. Press the chest to the knees, lift the hips back and up. Lift the right leg up behind you. Kick the butt with your knee, with your heel. And just check on your breath. We're just breathing balanced. We just want our inhales and exhales balanced. They're not too heavy on the inhale. Just a few more, really kick that butt. And then inhale, stretch the leg back behind you, and then bring it into a lunge. Back knee either up or down, it's up to you. Rising up, lifting the chest, aligning your body here. Inhaling, front leg straightens. Exhale, back down lunge. Arms up to prayer overhead. Lower to your sides. Inhale up, down. Last two. And coming down back into plank. Knees down. Coming into child's pose just for a second. Reconnect the third eye to the earth. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in through the nose and sigh out through the mouth. And one more time, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And inhale, place the palms on the mat. We're just going to do a few frog squats. So coming up onto the balls of the feet. Inhaling as we lift up. Exhaling as we look straight in front of us. Inhale, look up. Exhale, down. Now, coming down, you have a choice. We're going to try to do a balance. If it's too much for the knees, you can come into a squat and simply just stand and squat. Or if you can stay on the balls of the feet, you're going to try to balance here in this little weird froggy squat balance. And then if you can, bring your hands into prayer overhead. Now really pulling in on that belly, pulling it into the spine, pulling in on the root lock, keeping the spine straight and strong, coming straight up out of the pelvis. Chest is lifted, chin is tucked. Hands in prayer overhead. Now right sort of at the crown, they lower, and on the inhale, prayer comes up. Lower, exhale. Raise up, inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale. You lose your balance, you just have to sort of reset. It's okay. Try to find your balance again. Just imagine that central energy channel, straight and strong. It's running right through you. And one more, inhale. Exhale, lower the fingertips back to the floor. We're gonna do frog squats again. We're gonna kind of play a trick on the brain. So this time, you're gonna inhale as you come down, and you're gonna exhale as you go up. So now we're inhaling down, exhaling up. Kind of giving the brain a little test. Can it listen to our commands? Consciously breathing. And last one, bring yourself all the way down to easy pose. Hands in Gyan Mudra, resting on your knees. That panting breath that we did before with the tongue out. So you want to stick your tongue out, and you really want to feel the pull on the tongue. So the central nerve comes through the tongue. It comes to the tip of the tongue. So it's why in Kundalini yoga and other forms of yoga, we sort of manipulate the tongue in our mouth because we're actually stimulating that central nerve. So, panting dog breath, index finger, thumb touching, sitting nice and straight and tall, tongue out, pant like a dog. And if you're very sensitive, as you're sticking your tongue out, you will really feel that all the way down into your second chakra. Keep going. A few more seconds. And now I want you to inhale and just pull the tongue into the mouth, pressing the tip of the tongue on the upper palate. Holding the breath and really pressing hard on that upper palate. Exhale and release. And just shake your hands out. And then just squeeze your shoulders with your hands. Inhale, twist left. Exhale, twist right. releasing any fear, any insecurities, massaging the kidneys, the adrenals. And while we open up our side bodies, just letting our energy bodies really grow in all directions. Pulling the energy up. And coming to center, inhale, roll the shoulders back, really squeeze the shoulders with the fingers. And exhale, relax. Okay, so for this next one, if you can do crow pose, if it's not too hard on your knees, you'll come into crow. If it's too much on the knees, just come into a nice wide standing squat. Your hands are going to be next to each other but not touching, with the palms facing each other. And we're going to chant sa, ta, na, ma with this. You can chant it out loud, you can chant it mentally. I encourage you to chant out loud. Right arm comes out, sa, comes back, ta. Left hand goes out, na, ma, sa, ta, na, ma. 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 Inhale. And now we're going to change it up a little bit. So the right arm's going to go out, the left arm's going to go out, and then you're going to stand up tall, raise the arms up, and then come back down. Sa, ta, na, ma. 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 Two more. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. And come to stand. Hands on your hips. Heel toe your feet out slightly if you're not in a wide squat already. And then just begin keeping the hips really still. Start to circle the upper body around in either direction. Finding the comfortable sort of rhythm of your breath. Exhaling back, inhaling forward. Whatever it is, just balance it. And on your next inhale, switch it up. Changing directions. Keep going, just in a circle. And then coming up to center. Right here, you're just going to either stay, low impact, kicking one leg out, kicking the other out, really shaking the energy off the foot, or come to a little hop. Just alternating, kicking legs. Another grounding exercise, but also increasing the electromagnetic field around us, moving the energy. So visually, in your mind's eye, moving the energy upwards. Energy comes up the central channel, but then also comes through the crown and just starts to coat and expand throughout the body.
That I never even came on through. Gave all mine once just to show you could.
At some point, your breath is probably going to become a little quicker, sort of like a breath of fire, but it's not a breath of fire. Just try to coordinate the breath with your moving. Find some connection between the physical movement and the breath.
Oh, to be a greater you. We're broken. Open to let more light come in. Being broken, so we
It's okay to feel tired. Just don't let that feeling make you stop. Just keep going.
into a greater you.
Into a greater you. You can feel your energy field, honestly. Tune into it. You can feel expanding. You can feel yourself growing. The field around your heart.
And you will bring the best in me when you see the best in you. Now hold your lover higher. I will bring the best in you when I see the best.
Less than a minute to go, so just keep it up. Keep steady.
When you see the love in you, yeah. Now hold your lover higher. I will bring the love in you when I see the love in me. Now hold your lover higher. You will bring the best in me when you see the best in you. Now hold your lover higher.
30 seconds.
Best in you when I see the best in me. Now hold your lover higher. You will bring the love in me when you see the love in you. Yeah. Now hold your lover higher.
Really move. We're going to be sitting most of the rest of the class as we do our meditation. So just allow yourself to move. This is it. Last 15 seconds. Anything that's stuck, anything blocking, this is the time to let it clear. Move that energy through it. Obliterate it with light. And inhale, slow it down. Don't stop moving altogether. Just if you were doing a hop, now you're just kind of allowing the body to settle back down. Take the hands out. And then just widen the legs, arms out to the side, palms facing the front. Pull the shoulder blades behind you together. Just try to catch your breath here. Now your breath is kind of doing its own thing right now. I want you to try to just grab your breath by the hand as if your breath was a child. And instead of fighting with the child, to start to move with the child, but in a loving, parental way, guiding the child in the right direction, calming it down. Movements become more gentle, more subtle. until you feel that sense of grounding. You feel like a mountain, but you're shining like a superstar. And bring your left hand to your heart. Intentionally bring the right hand on top of the left, feeling the energy, sending love to yourself, absolute unconditional love, forgiveness, compassion. We cannot move into the higher consciousness until we have this love for ourselves. Against all odds, we have this love for ourselves.
You will bring the best in me when you see the best in you.
Only that will unlock the heart.
I will bring the best in you when I see the best in me. No, hold your lover higher. You will bring the love in me when you see the love in you. Yeah.
Now, still standing here like a mountain, stand like a star. Start to move the breath like we did in the beginning of class, all the way from the tailbone, inhaling it all the way up to the crown. And then on the exhale, moving that energy from the crown all the way to the tailbone. Inhaling, moving the energy up, moving the breath up all the way to the crown. Exhale to the tailbone. Continue. Beautiful. And inhale up to the crown. Exhale, bring that breath all the way down the spine, through all the energy centers. Bring it down to the base of your tailbone. And then slowly come into sitting. And if you want to grab a drink of water, we're going to do this sort of moving meditation. Get yourself settled. Okay. How are you guys doing? Okay, so this little meditation that we're going to do, it's four parts, and then we'll be finished. So we're going to be sitting, and we're going to be using the arms. So that being said, just do your best. If the shoulders, if you're getting pinching pain anywhere, of course, stop and rest. But I encourage you, if it's not a pinching pain like that, if it's just kind of like a fatigued sort of soreness, like try to push through, because you're really clearing a lot of blockages in all these meridians, like I said, to the heart, to the lungs, that comes through the shoulders, all the way down the arms into the fingertips. And so just, do your best, be able to discern between what feels good and what feels not so good. Inhaling and just grounding into our center. So you're going to stretch the arms out to the side, and then you're going to rotate the thumbs down so the palms are facing behind you, away from you. And then you're just going to pull them back just slightly so that the chest kind of opens up. This is your inhale, and then the exhale, you're going to bring the backs of the palms together. So inhale, exhale. Keeping the arms really straight. And instead of like moving as fast as you can, instead put the intention on like as if you could grow your arms longer and extend them even further out from your body while you're doing this movement. So we're really stretching here, a dynamic stretch. Once you get it, be here for 2 more minutes, and you can attach the mantra sa, ta, na, ma, just mentally in your mind. Start to really go deep, deep into yourself. Find that willpower, that inner strength inside of you to keep going. Quitting is not really an option anymore. The time on this planet for us right now, we have to wake up to our warrior beings. We have to be strong. We have to have courage. Keep going, 15 seconds. Inhale, open up. Exhale, bring the hands into your lap. Take a breath. Now, you're going to bring your hands into, like your elbows are going to be bent close to your rib cage. Hands are in fists near the shoulders. Now, on the inhale, you're going to stretch the left arm up, open up the hands as if you're grabbing something from the sky, from the ceiling above, and then you're going to pull it down on the exhale. And then inhale, other side up, pull it down on the exhale. And then kind of lift your chin so that you're sort of gazing up. And just find that spot. If you can see the energy field, start to tune in to that space of light encircling you. And once you're in that zone, start to bring your breath more powerfully into the exercise. Try to clear the mind when the thoughts come rolling in. Just come back to the breath. Come back to that pulling in, that powerful grab. Just Let the mind be clear.
So we stand now to see the earth rise, holding our hearts in these times. Let go of all these tears.
We have 1 minute left.
Behold the light now in you. Let it rise up and let it come through. Behold the light now in you. Let it rise up and let it come through. So we can be united like the sunbeams, unafraid to believe now in this dream. Oh, protection, oh, the earth seedlings, oh, generations can go on breathing. Behold the light now in you. Let it rise up and let it come through. Behold the light now in you. Let it rise up and let it come through. See the hatred start now to simmer on down. Arms be placed upon the ground.
Now inhale, and without thinking about it too much, you're going to go back to that first movement that we were doing. Open, close, arms outstretched. Thumb is pointing down to the floor. Just focus on the breath and focus on the heart. Don't focus on the arms. Focus on the breath. Focus on the heart.
Let it rise up and let it come through. So even children left now all alone, they will find a rock, they will find a stone. It's one world responsibility, and all rivers are made from streams. We all can heal these wounds. Healing starts with you. Even if this world now is
Now inhale, open. Exhale, relax the hands down on the floor next to you. And you're going to make fists and just let the knuckles sort of rest on the mat on either side of you. Then you're going to sit up nice and straight and tall. So sit bones, pulling the spine up. And now tucking the chin just slightly. Now, knuckles are sort of glued to the mat. And we're going to keep the head looking straight as you just twist the body to the left on the inhale. And then exhale, twist to the right. Keeping the head very still, keeping the chin locked. Feel this motion, what it feels like in the body, where there's tightness. Send breath, send energy, send prana into those areas. Let it dissolve. Start to find freedom. Now, for the last 30 seconds, chant hum, dum, had, had. Hum, dum, had, had. Hum, dum, had, had. Hum, dum, had, had. Really focusing that energy, the prana, on the 5th chakra and removing any blockages there. Hum, dum, had, had. Hum, dum, had, had. Hum, dum, had, had. Hum, dum, had, had. And come to center. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And arms out to the sides again. This time, palms face up. So rotating the shoulders open. And now we're going to inhale and the palms come up overhead. Don't touch. And then exhale, coming down. Inhale up, exhale down. Again, really stretching those arms out as straight as possible. You can grow your arms during this movement. Strengthening the nervous system. Breaking up calcium deposits in the shoulders. In other words, clearing the meridians. Energy from the heart to expand that amazing heart energy field. This is it. So just go deep for the next minute and a half. Go deep within yourself. You need to rest the arms. Just stay with the breath. Move the arms in your mind's eye. Less than 30 seconds. Deepen the movement, deepen the breath, empower yourself. And inhale, bring the palms together overhead. Stretch up tall. Exhale, lower the arms, sweep the field. Slowly, intentionally, very gently, bring the arms all the way down. Resting the hands on the knees. And just slowly, being very careful of your neck. We're just going to roll the head. Coming back nice and slow. Being very careful not to crunch the cervical vertebrae. Bringing the ear to the shoulder. Bringing the chest or the chin to the chest. Maybe if there's an area that's really tight, you can just stop and bring a breath into that spot. Say no. Finding out, figuring out how to take care of yourself, how to listen to your body's needs, how to be there for yourself in that way. And then on the next inhale, circle the head the opposite way. And then just coming into center, bringing your hands into prayer, placing your thumb at your third eye. And now just breathing, and with the breath, you're going to inhale, jump sa, ta, na, ma on the inhale. Exhale, sa, ta, na, ma. Inhaling, sa, ta, na, ma. Exhale, sa, ta, na, ma. Just mentally chant, move the breath. Now your inhales move the breath from the tailbone up the spine, up the chakras, up to the crown, and then the exhales reverse the direction, moving the breath all the way back down to the tailbone. Using your internal mind's eye to follow the breath. And then inhaling, exhaling, lowering the thumbs, pressing them into the heart center. Staying connected with that breath. And one deep inhale through the nose. And now open the mouth and sigh as you exhale. One more time, inhale through the nose. And a nice big sigh. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guides your way on. Inhale, we'll Satnam together to seal the class. Sa. No. Satnam. Good job, everybody. I love you guys so much. Thank you for sharing class with me today. I needed all of your energy to get through this weekend. So I appreciate you guys showing up. Alex, I just love you so much. I just wish everybody would just come and lay in class and just be with us. So
it was the hardest all of you. To do. I love you.
We sent you so much healing energy. So we love you so much, sister. Bye, everybody. See you next week.
Love you. Bye.